What up, my people? Got to get everything set and ready to go for y'all. Hey, David.
Yeah. What
Look,
up, Tish?
I didn't do no lashes today, as you call them. No magnetics
No
today.
magneticals.
No
I got you. I
magneticals
got you.
today.
Yeah, there we
But
go.
this virtual background definitely makes me look bald headed. I just want to point that out. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It making me look bald headed.
Ooh, I should
So
update
I'm just gonna
that.
let's just go ahead and take that out real quick. What's up, David? What's up, our friends out there? Guess what? In this episode 17 of the We Time Podcast with your girl Tish Kanani and
DJ Spin. I am.
am. What
Yeah.
up, David?
What up?
You said do you remember those little raisin people back in the day that used to the California raisins? That's what they were called. You remember
The
them?
raisin people. Yeah.
That's what you sound. That's what you make me feel like when you be like, yeah,
Yeah. Welcome
yeah.
back, everybody. It's your friendly DJ Spin. I am spinning nothing but
Let's
the
see what
hits.
David's headliner is today. It says Mark safe from. Oh my god! You know what? Oh my! Oh my! Oh
Hey,
my!
I
First and foremost, I
no
was
man.
watching. Go ahead.
Have you heard? We should do a segment like that. Listen, we should just start off. Have you heard?
Ooh wee! Have you heard? We should.
Have
You're
you
right
heard?
because a lot of the stuff we be having, we have a plan on what we're gonna talk about, but we get so stuck on the have you heard about. So you tell me
Have
about
you,
have you heard first because I was about
man?
to tell you what I've been watching.
Because everybody has been like coming out about P Diddy as of late, and like they were talking about it on the
Mm.
Breakfast Club today about Columbus Short
Yes,
coming
that's
out.
what I was. You see me jumping out my seat right now because when I seen that Wolfman
Well,
video, Columbus Short is hot though, but I don't know what happened.
I mean, I can't speak on that aspect of it, but the one
I
thing
know you
that
can't.
tripped
I
me
know you
out,
can't.
he said he called his house at 2 o'clock in the morning, and
Yeah.
it was you know unavailable
Come
on
over
who
here,
was
boy.
actually calling, and his wife at the time was like, "Who the hell is calling us at this time? Answer the damn phone!" And, and he answered the phone, and it was Diddy, and he said, "Hey man, we didn't see you at the BET Awards. What's going on? What you doing?" And Columbus will say, I'm laying down with my wife, man. It's 2 o'clock in the morning." And he's like, "Oh yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up." He said, "Yeah, I'm at the hotel. We about to get it in." He's like, who? Oh yeah, who all there?" And he said, "Myself." So
Did he for
who?
real? So I didn't get to watch it because I
Oh
wasn't in
my
the area
god.
where I could
I
turn it
mean,
on.
like,
But
for one,
what
who was gonna
behooves me.
call another man after 2 o'clock, let alone after midnight? Call another man. He laid up with his wife and talking about you gonna come through. Like,
He said we would no. It's the part that behooves me is the part where he said, we about to get it in. Like, who
yeah,
is we,
he's like,
bro?
oh
You
yeah,
and
who all
Kamala,
there?
you and Hannah, and then me in the middle?
He's like,
Bro,
oh, he was
bro.
like, who's all there? He's
I
like, just me.
and the bodyguard.
Probably.
Honestly, like they are trying to truly first of all, I be on TikToks and reels and shorts and stuff.
Right.
So this whole P. Diddy thing and this Will Smith situation has first of all, Will Smith is probably grateful that P. Diddy's situation has kind of taken the heat off of him slightly, right? Said slightly, I didn't say all the way.
Not
But
always.
like I think my whole algorithm is full of people talking about everything going on. And so like, "Hey Kimmy, um I saw an interview that Cam Newton did and they said, "I bet you Cam Newton is regretting having Charleston" what's his name? Last name?
Charles White.
Yeah, on his show. So basically Cam Newton was playing a game with him and he was like, "Imma just tell you each person and you tell me the first thing that comes to mind with them people."
Mhm.
First person, Will Smith, he was like, "Hey." And Cam kinda looked at him, and so he just moved on. Okay, Jada Pinkett Smith, and he was like, "Oh, some, a bitch." I was like, "Oh." Then he was like, bro," he was like, "You told me to say the first thing." I mean, then he said I forgot who he said after Jada Pinkett Smith, and then he said, "Sexy Red." He said, "Hoe, but Sukihana can get it. Sukihana nice. I met her in person. She a sweetheart." And then he said, "What about Brittany Renner?" He said, "Oh, yeah, Brittany Renner." He said, "Would you have a baby with Brittany Renner?" He said, "Yeah." And he was like he was just asking him about different people that's in the spotlight right now, just like, what do he think about these people? And he was like the answers he was giving was like, oh my god. Like, you could see it on Cam Newton's face, like, "Bro."
Man, everybody
But
that have Charleston White on their platforms knows that that dude is gonna give you unadulterated, filtered, not on answers. It's raw. It's the most rawest thing ever. It's like he says the things
yeah.
that some people are thinking, and then they question themselves, like, should I even be thinking like this? And he just be like, bleh.
Didn't he used to be like okay, first of all, I be getting confused sometimes of who he even is. At first, I thought he used to be a ball player, but then I thought he was like one of those 9 guys that got locked up. So who is he
Hey,
exactly?
I ain't even
I
gonna
might don't
front.
get me canceled for this.
It's like I don't even know who Charleston White is. I ain't even gonna
Oh
front.
Lord, we're gonna have to
I,
Google that.
all I know is dude popped up on a lot of the videos that I've been watching, and I'll be like,
Mm,
bro. So
he's
it
yeah,
is what it
he
is. It is what it
he's
is
an
on that one.
interesting fella. He's an
So
interesting fella.
so going back to have you heard?
Hold 1 second. What's up, Big Daddy?
Oh God, here we
Yeah.
go with this man.
You know,
Tell
he
him
walks in my studio
you
session,
gotta
you know?
understand, when the light is on, when it says live,
It
you're
said
supposed
he
to be
think it's Motel 8 when the light
you
is on, we're here
you
for you.
when
Come
the
on
light is
in.
on, this is not red light special light time. This is what was it possibly supposed
My
to be paying the
man, thank
bills.
you for my man. Drop the beat. What's this little thing? I'm about to be like Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti real quick. First of all, yes, let's go back to Have You Heard
You had one of them
before
squirrel
I
moments
lose
right
track.
there. You had a squirrel
And
moment
my
there.
man, thank you for
Mm.
my man.
Are you
You
done
know.
yet? Is you finished?
Yes, I'm done. Sorry. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
through. Go ahead.
I'm still on the whole Diddy thing real quick. So
Yes.
the other part of that came up today that I was watching that it just kind of caught my attention was when Cassie was saying that his assistant was the one that was setting up the so-called freak offs
With other men.
with other men. So
Mm.
who was Diddy's assistant for the longest that kind
The
of
dude that held the
disappeared?
umbrella?
Farnsworth.
Mr. Bigglesworth? Oh, Farnsworth.
Farnsworth Bentley.
Mi
Fons,
Who was Mr.
Farnsworth
Biggle
Bentley.
oh, Bigglesworth is the cat from Austin
Mhm.
Powers. My bad.
Anyway,
Bigglesworth was the cat from
anyway,
Austin.
Farnsworth Bentley was
Yes.
so they were talking about him. It's like, what was the relationship between Diddy and Farnsworth Bentley?
You come on. Come on, son. What grown man grown man is gonna hold an umbrella and that was quote unquote strictly your job. Don't worry, I'll wait. That's what I thought. So,
So
sticking to the
yeah,
topic of your boy Diddy,
so
have you
I'm just
seen oh, sorry, go ahead.
there was more to it. There was more to
Oh,
it.
my bad. My
There's more
bad.
to it. So Jaguar White, I don't know Right. If I don't know if you paid attention to her, she was the one that was speaking about Diddy a long time ago, and a lot of people said that she was crazy. Then all of a sudden, all the stuff that she had said in the past, where people were just kind of downplaying
Mhm.
her, it came out, and they're
Mhm.
like, "So what was the relationship between Farnsworth and Diddy?" Allegedly, it was concubine.
Elaborate for me, please.
He was a sex slave.
Not shocked at all. Not even in the least. Not even
So
in the
that
least.
allegedly, that's what it is. And then the thing
Yeah, make
about
sure
it
you say
is,
allegedly. I'm not about
allegedly,
to. Yeah, thank you.
allegedly, that's what it was. And then turn around. The thing that kind of like piqued my interest was he disappeared. Farnsworth disappeared. Like nobody
That
seen
is
him
true because he's not in
after
anything like
2015. He just like poof, be gone.
15. I don't even think it was that. You mean like '06? That was
No,
way
it's
back in
like
the
15.
day.
He was still doing stuff. He was still doing stuff. And then he just disappeared.
Mm.
He's married now, has kids and all this stuff, lives in Atlanta. But as far as all the other stuff he
Well,
was doing
that's all you had
before,
to say was Atlanta.
done. Done
That's all you
done.
had to say was Atlanta. That was
So
it.
they were saying
Atlanta was
that with the whole thing with Cassie, if some other things came out, if they ended up subpoenaing him and bringing him in to actually speak on something, it probably would have been a lot more that came out in that case.
I'm sure that that's the case with a lot of people. Honestly, I'm sure if they brought a lot of people in with that, it would probably be the case. But listen, uh, that I feel like that's going to be content for a little while longer. Kind of like the Bill Cosby situation because a lot of this stuff got brushed under the rug. But it's the trolling for me is what's been taking me out. Like for instance, my favorite number one troll is 50 Cent of all time. 50 Cent is the best troll ever.
Mhm.
But I was watching The Breakfast Club and, well, no, not The Breakfast Club. I guess Charlemagne has another, like, podcast type of
Yeah,
of
yeah.
situation. I was watching that, a clip of it, and he was like, "50 Cent's a genius," and I guess 50 Cent posted this thing talking about, "Did he just sell me whatever, whatever, blah, 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 because I'll take it off your hand for a few bucks, whatever, whatever, because
Yeah, he's trying to get it.
Cadillac and something ain't gonna sponsor you too much longer," or some shit like that. And he
Yeah,
was
he's
like, "You
trying to
wanna
get
know why
revolt.
he's a genius?" Yeah, because he was like, now he just publicly named the companies that sponsor revolts. So now people who are upset about what's going on can go to those companies and harass them to the point to where they will pull out. And once they money gone, it's gone. So you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He's basically like that was a smart ass move because he gonna have to. And then, of course, there's this tweet going around, not tweet, like a short TikTok going around of a female. I don't know if she's an attorney or what type of legalities she has or what type of credentials she has, but she did speak and kind of elaborate on a lot of things as far as like how Cassie filed her lawsuit and, going against his company, so now it's no longer in his hands, it's in, the hands of the companies, which is why he's having to step down, which is what now it makes a little bit more sense and, just kinda bringing that whole ordeal to light. So
Mhm.
it is gonna be interesting, we are gonna have some fun with now let me take that back. We should not have fun with somebody's downfall, but the
Right,
memes
right.
are priceless.
Memes
So
are
it is probably
priceless.
gonna be it's probably gonna be a lot of content that comes from that.
Right.
Um, Another have you seen? Because I wanna make sure that we get to, I've been noticing that relationships have been really vibing this week.
Oh, really?
Like, I saw that, uh, Yo Gotti and Angela Simmons were trending because he brought her out on stage, which she's kinda stiff as a dancer. Maybe it was her shoes, I don't know. And then, who else was trending? Um Jeezy and Jeannie Meyer trending because now she's allegedly saying that he cheated on her with some type of infidelity and that she found out just like
Yeah,
the rest of the world about the divorce. I don't know. If Jeezy is a smart businessman, I mean, why would he be cheating and then file for the divorce knowing the prenup if that was the case?
that
Like
makes no
Jeezy,
sense at all.
he's not one of those rappers that just makes irrational and stupid decisions. So I'm
Mhm.
not sure about that. Then who else was trending? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Did you see the poly situation between the talentless Blueface and uh Jaden and Christian? Now they're all like hanging out.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I
Like
didn't
Christian
see
and
that.
Jaden were like drinking in the car. It was really weird considering everything, but you kinda knew that they whole shit is just like a ploy to keep them relevant maybe because all the shit that they was going back and forth talking, he was still over there with, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And their kids are still siblings regardless.
Right,
But
right.
then my favorite of I'm going through so you could comment on each one.
Mhm.
My favorite of the possible announcement of Nelly and Ashanti having a baby
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that. Well, that was
at
crazy.
his, St. Louis gala that he does. He brought back to
Yeah.
St. Louis after 7 years, and yeah, Mike said, "Oh, he really about to marry her now."
Oh, yeah, he about to go ahead and get it in. Get it
Oh, yeah,
in.
you knew he was gonna do that when he got his when he listen, you don't backpedal and then you screw up again. That's just not how it works. You
I
get your
mean,
good thing back, you don't screw that up again.
sometimes, man, people make some really crazy decisions, like, "Hey, I'm coming back,"
Mm.
and then like, "Oh, yeah, I remember why I left."
That's why I don't backpedal. That is why I do
I
not backpedal. I
remember
don't give
why I
a
left you
shit.
alone. There was a reason. Yeah,
No,
that's
I
right.
ain't
That
backpedaling.
is the reason why.
I ain't gonna lie
Mhm.
though, I couldn't be
Hey,
single in
prenups don't
this
work no more. Ask Tyrese.
Nah, she pushing for him and he paying
Ah,
more for the
shoot.
damn lawyer. Her lawyer and she I don't know what's going on with Tyrese and Samantha.
Yeah.
You
Shoot,
know she was
look.
in it for the wrong reasons when she divorced him for no reason. Like you mean to tell me this man did not cheat on you? He didn't abuse you. He didn't leave you out in the streets. He took care of you, but your friends was in your ear? That makes no
See,
sense to me.
let's talk about that for a minute. Let's really get into the beans
Okay.
and potatoes about that.
Okay.
Beans and cornbread because I I can actually speak on that because that was one of the main reasons why me and my ex could not re read anything. Everything was just messed up because what it was is she wanted to go off and have one of those girl moments, talk all that BS about how stuff was
Mm.
wrong,
Watch
and
it, bro. 'Cause not
just,
oh, you know
just
what? I think you said it right, girl moments. Go ahead.
yeah, and it's a girl
Alright.
moment because sometimes y'all just want to talk bad about your man,
Don't say y'all,
and
I'm a woman.
sometimes y'all just want to talk bad about the man. Y'all get together and have one of them circles and be like, "Hey, I hate it when he do this," and then all the girls like, "Yeah, yeah, I hate it when they do that too." And
First of all, we don't talk
then,
like that. I wish people every time men mock us, y'all got a high pitched voice like every female got a high pitched voice. That's not
hey,
fair.
I don't want y'all to be in a circle talking about, "Yeah, I hate it when he do it like this." That
You
would
could
be
just talk
horrible.
normal. You just be
Let me.
like, "I hate it when that motherfucker do this. I hate it when he do that." You can just talk
I
normal.
am definitely not about to go
Anyway,
ahead and
finish it. I'm sorry. Let
smack
me
my.
not
Anyway, one of those moments happened. It got back to me after the fact, you know.
Mhm.
And then, I used to talk to my ex mother in law a lot before, during the separation and stuff like that, because I had developed a relationship with her. But it was like one of those things like she had talked so much shit that it would make her look foolish if she came back and she know that I was good.
So she basically created a problem. And y'all were already I'm so listen, let me just say this. I know I did not and would not tell you what I wanted to talk about today because
Mhm.
I didn't want you to back out. I knew that once we went on the air, you couldn't back out, and I was good. So that's why I took the precaution of not telling you exactly.
Oh
So I'm
man,
glad you
I
brought
can
that
still
up.
hit this button and get out of
Now you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere, boy.
Ah, yeah.
So fucking asshole. You play too much because all it did was make you like you know how it goes pictureless.
Spin left the chat.
DJ Spin has gone. DJ Spin is gone, 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 gone. You should
Alright,
have had a sound
out.
effect. He's out, 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 out.
Bing.
So, like, first and foremost, I don't know. Obviously, y'all always blame women for having those kinds of conversation, girl talk, whatever. I feel like men do that too. Men go and
Man,
holler at their
every
boys and be like, "Man, she pissing me off. She doing this." Y'all bash us too. I think a lot of it is just venting.
it
Sometimes
is. See, and that's the thing that, you can't vent to everybody because there are
that's what I was
people
gonna
that
say.
are
I think
praying
it's
for
to
your
the certain
downfall
level.
with
Mhm.
with your
Mhm.
relationship. I mean, there's people that are jealous that you have a relationship for one, and then the
Right.
quality of your relationship. They could be in a relationship, but it could be as toxic as all get out. But you, on the other hand, that's what they are achieving or wanting to attain,
Mhm.
and you make it look so easy and flawless, and then they're like, man, I can't have what you got. you know that's why it's a lot of bitter people out there. It's bitter for no reason. I used to be bitter. I used to be bitter. Yeah, I wouldn't say bitter. I was just broken. It's broken on the inside, you know.
And I'm glad you rephrased it because I don't think that there's as long as I've known you and I've known you for a long time and we talk about this a lot throughout our conversations as long as we've been podcasting together that, I've known you through I've known you through before your first marriage, after your first marriage, and even now in your situation that you're in now and your current present is what I should say. I shouldn't call it a situation. Um, so I definitely would agree. I don't think that there's anything about you that is like envious or jealous. I think you are one of the which is why I love you so much. You are probably one of the rare people that really just wish for everybody to succeed in whatever it is that you do, even if that's something that you desire, but you're not attaining yourself. You still wish success and like beautiful love and all that stuff into, people's careers, people's love lives, people's bowling game, even when you was sliding down the bowling lane with your grandpa. He
Why
was
is it
going,
every
"Sorry,
time
sorry, I'm sorry.
you wanna bring
I
up
couldn't
them
help
old
it."
shoes? You know what?
Same reason
I
you gave me a
that
high
was
pitched voice.
that was the starter pack of
Do you
bowling.
hear do you hear this sultry voice? And you gonna say, It made me sound like, that hoe.
I wasn't
Them
even
been
talking
places I've been. No,
I
I'm just
wasn't talking about
I
you,
know.
but you just took it upon yourself, so you must feel like that. You
Nah,
feel
cause every time Mike mocks me, he give me a high pitched voice like I'm Trina from 99,
mm,
94,
mm,
97, whenever she came out. But no, so what I was gonna say is like I feel like some people that they see things that you go through in your life, and then like you said, they're broken themselves and they wish that onto you. So one
mhm.
thing as obviously as you grow older is that you really cannot share every aspect of your life with certain people or in certain realms
Right.
because even the best person, you could catch them on a day that they're just not able to receive what you're saying and it's going to backfire. Plus,
Mhm.
one thing I learned a long time ago when it comes to relationships is I can be venting to you about my marriage, "Oh my god, he did this, da 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 da," and, and say something that to me just kinda just was like, I know that when I'm done being mad, I'm just gonna wash it off, but it
Mhm.
might have resonated with you. So
Mhm.
now the next time you see my husband, I done said something just venting that really didn't matter to me, but it mattered to you. So now you care more about the situation than I do, you know what I'm saying? And now
Right.
you're looking at my husband in a different way,
Mhm.
because of something that I said that was mediocre at best, you know?
So, I mean, you're actually stepping into a whole 'nother realm of things when you go that
But
route. I mean,
what I
it's
mean,
like
but it's true though.
it's true because, I mean, you got people that don't care nothing about your relationship and want your
Mhm.
downfall. You have people that are vested in you, you and your husband, and they wanna see nothing but the best for you. And then you got people that just don't give a care about whatever the hell you're doing, you know? They as long as
Yeah.
you benefit them, it's fine. If you don't benefit them, oh well, you stay over there, I stay over here. But
And
when
that's
you
that's yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say when you start dealing with folks, it's like when people vent and we have a bad habit of venting to the wrong person and then they look at
Mhm.
you different. And then also you can't just dump on people, because some people they got it bad and they want to
Might
dump.
be in the
They got
wrong space.
Yeah, it might be the wrong space. The energy that's behind it is negative, and some people are not able to go ahead and bear that. You know, I tell my sister a lot of times, like she be like, "You disappear." I'm like, "Look, I got stuff that I got to deal with." It's like before I could be the best me, around you, I got to give myself space and I got to give myself boundaries. And a lot of times people don't realize that you have to have those boundaries
Mhm.
to keep your mind about yourself, because some people will go ahead and just kind of walk over what you got saying, what you got going on, and just try to just tear down what you got as a peaceful picket fence in front of your house, and just come all up in your
Right.
yard, digging up everything, tearing up everything, and then leave after they got off whatever was bothering them. And you just left there looking at your front yard. I'm just using this as an analogy. Looking at your
Yeah.
front yard like, what the hell, dude? It's freaking dumped all over my front yard. Now you got to freaking figure out how you feel about it, because guess what? You're uneasy because they were yelling or cussing and crying and all this stuff. It's rough,
Yeah.
it's hard. You know, that's why I tell people, when people say that they're empaths or, emotional and stuff like that, it takes special people to be able to deal with that kind of stuff, to have that sensitivity. It's almost like a person that works for hospice. It's like, you're dealing with death, and to be
Mhm.
able to be okay with it and be able to process it, be able to have temporary relationships with somebody, knowing that this person is not going to be here for longer. You know, it takes a special
I think
person to
that
be able
one
to
is
do that.
yeah.
It
That's
takes a
different
special
is
person.
being able to separate your
Yeah, but I'm just saying
personal
it's
professional.
but it's that.
Yeah.
It's like being a therapist, when we had the ladies on,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, it's like
Yeah.
being able to take upon all that energy from somebody that's dealing with toxic things, dealing with emotional traumas, trying to deal with that, and then be able to just back out of the driveway and run off and do something else. It's hard to do that, especially if you're vested in somebody.
Yeah.
When you have people, some people that are there to hear and be that shoulder to cry on, that ear to listen, and then you got people there that are just showing up with a bag of popcorn that's waiting on you just to go ahead and self destruct.
And they
And
want you to.
mhm,
Yeah. There's people that want you to downfall. There's people that want to you I mean, you already said it earlier, which I'm gonna just take a quick um intermission. Is your R thing still on? Because I can't see it over here.
yeah, it's on.
Okay, good. So I think that that's one way to look at it, but also to kind of like when you were talking about boundaries and things,
Mhm,
when we are in like knowing when the space is appropriate, which a lot of times it may not be, because there was a situation, and I won't say who, but there's a person that's close to me, and they were going through, some trials and tribulations,
mhm,
and whenever they would say, "Hey, this is how I'm feeling,"
mhm,
I was one of those people that I was rooting for their success,
mhm.
but I was rooting for the success that I felt was best suited for that person, right?
Right.
And so whenever they'd be like, I'm thinking of going this direction, and I'm like, "No, no, no, you need to, blah, blah, blah." And when I tell you this person is super close to me, I just kept like, "No, no, no, this is, just you just gotta be." It took me a while to realize that what I'm rooting for is what
Mhm.
I think is best for you, but I'm not the one that has to deal
Accept
with
it.
the shit that comes with all of the stuff, that the baggage that you're dealing with.
Mhm.
I'm dealing with it from an outside perspective. I'm dealing with it from like a therapeutic type of perspective. Like I'm dealing with third party, I'm
Mhm.
not the one that's got to have the emotional connection to this.
Mhm.
If there's any grief that's involved, or if there's, emotional roller coasters, ups and downs, I'm not the one that has to do with it. So me saying or encouraging this, it's like I was encouraging in my mind, I was encouraging your success. I was encouraging you to be strong and to stick this through. But in reality, I wasn't the one that had to stick it through. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So even those people that encourage your success may not be encouraging what is actually best for you.
Mhm.
So I mean, that was an interesting lesson, an unexpected lesson that I had to learn when it came from being I had to learn how to be unbiased,
Right.
and it was really like I'm there's a lot of times I'm not used to change. So, and this was a huge change for me and everybody around.
Mhm.
So it was kind of like, no, you don't need to change. You just need to do, just be patient and da 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 da, And it's easy for people to say, uh, be strong, or you know what I'm saying, when they're not the ones that have to actually be strong. They're not the ones that gotta pull up their bootstraps and smile in front of everybody if they're going through something emotional or whatever the case may be, you know?
Right.
And so a lot of times, and I am guilty of this, like I am one of those people that I relate to people based on comparison. So my ability to relate and give, I guess, advice is always based on my own ability to relate to them and to compare what they're going through to something I've gone through.
Mhm.
And I've always been like that. I always have to relate like that. So it's like I have to learn to take that out of things because my situation is unique to me. Your
Right.
situation is unique to you. So it's I mean,
I mean
you know.
that's a part of just learning how to be a good listener though. Taking
Me?
taking yourself out of it because sometimes, we put ourselves in a situation and we're like, man, if that was me, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have made that choice. But you got to realize that that person, they don't see it like that. Like you said, you're the third party. You're seeing it from the outside
Mhm.
perspective. So it's easier for you to rationalize it because you don't have the same pressures that they're dealing with. So this other person that is dealing with it, basically they can't see the forest for the trees because it's just right there in their face, glaring, whatever the
Right.
problem is.
Yeah.
So you could go ahead and tell them that, hey, it's gonna get better, it's gonna be okay. But until they can realize that that negativity that they're holding on to is gonna go away, that's all they're gonna dwell on. And I actually had to have this conversation with a friend of mine. It's just like, not to get too deep into it, but he's going through a real trying situation. And I told him just like this. I said, one thing about what you're going through right now is you're not the first nor the last person to deal with this. Like I dealt with it before. So I understand, I can empathize
Yeah.
with you. I understand where you're coming from. And this moment right here is like the hardest moment for anybody to deal with. But this is ground floor, man. This is it. This is rock bottom. So what you feel right now this is the worst it's gonna get. So you go up from here, man. It's like you stop dwelling on what you think or what you feel right now. It's like you start doing the work of finding out what makes you happy. Because at the,
Hmm.
the end of the day, it's another person in your life is cool, but as soon as that person is gone, what are you gonna do? You know, a person in your life, it should be more or less like an enhancement. It shouldn't be a person that's the reason why, that you're happy. That person,
Compliment.
yeah, it's a compliment. And
Yeah.
when you start looking at it like that, that's when you start allowing yourself to open in a different way because you're closed off when you had that one person. And I made the mistake in thinking that my life was going to revolve around this one person. And
Mm.
then you
Mm.
lose yourself in that, you know?
You changed
It's
the
like,
trajectory. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's like because at that point, then it's almost kind of like you stagnate because if that person is not going anywhere in life, guess what? You're not going anywhere in life because guess what? You are a couple to this person like that. So you stop
Mhm.
growing and you start experiencing things because guess what? You're waiting on this person to move this way or trying to decide on if they're going to come this way. But you yourself as a person is like reinvent yourself. Allow yourself to experience things. It's stop just being a human being and become a human doing things. Get out and find out, hey, I like Thai food. I like Indian food. And guess what? I like going to the museum. I could do this by myself and I could be content with it. And
You
most
know,
people
it's
go
oh,
ahead.
sorry, sorry.
Go ahead.
It's funny that's what you say because, to me, if you looked at the topic, it was different levels of companionship is what I named the episode today, which
Mhm,
is what I was about to poke the bear with and ask you about different things because you've been in different. I mean, I've only been married once. I'm still married.
mhm,
I have gone through obviously heartbreak. I've gone through breakups, but me, I've always been very cold hearted and very cutthroat. Like
mhm.
there's been situations where my emotions were on my sleeve, but for the most part, once I cut it off, it's a wrap. Like I don't give a shit about you. You're probably but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I was about to go completely left. So
Left field.
like don't judge me. I feel like you judge me. I feel
I'm
like you
not
judge me.
judging anything. I mean, if you felt like that, you felt that urge just to be like, yeah, I hey, if
I
you
told
like
you
it, I
that
love
that
it.
that one of my very close friends, and he's always been like one of my homies. He used to always tell me, especially when I was in my 20s, like when I was about I think the first time he told me this, I was 21. And he said, Tisha, I just don't get you. Like, did somebody hurt you? And I was like, what do you mean did somebody hurt me? He was like, dude, it's like you want roses, but you spit razor blades. I'll never forget him telling me that because
Jeez, that's a
it took
bar.
me
That is a
exactly.
bar.
And it stuck with me because it took me years to realize what he flipping meant. And I finally realized it. But what I was going to say at the beginning of all this was like, there's levels to relationships, period. There's levels to marriages, there's levels to engagements, there's marriage. I mean, there's levels because there's a lot of points that could be breaking points.
Mhm,
There's a lot of tests, like there's a test in your testimony, and that comes with relationships, obviously. So there's different layers that you peel back. But I think with every successful mission that you accomplish,
mhm,
you get a notch under your belt and you learn a lot more about yourself, your partner, and your companionship.
mhm,
So there's been, and I told you, it's always a relatability thing. Like when I tell you the trials and tribulations that me and Mike have gone through, there was parts of it where it was just like, this doesn't make any sense because Mike and I were like oil and water. You would have never thought that we were a couple because we were polar opposites. Like me, I'm fast paced. I like to get out. I'm always into something. I like to do things. I like to cook. I like to, Mike is a homebody. He just likes to chill. He just want to, when he doesn't have to work, he just want to lay around, lounge around, play his video game, watch his movies, take him a nap, drink some milk, and eat some cookies and cereal. He could do all of that and not bat an eye and be fine. Me, no. I need to
mhm,
be what am I cooking for dinner? I need to go to the store. I need to clean up this. I need to organize that. Let me make sure that the bathroom toilet paper is filled up. Like I'm constantly moving and grooving, right? So
mhm,
when you said that sometimes you have to make sure that you know yourself, like
mhm,
a relationship is companionship. It's a compliment to
mhm,
your partner,
mhm,
not amending, like it's not merging to your partner, it's complementing your partner. What do you bring that will offset and make you guys complement each other? That was one of
Right.
the things, like, I didn't I always was out and about, and I had to learn, like, I gotta do things, like, I have fun by myself. And
Mhm.
when I say by myself, I mean, like, I go kick it with my karaoke. You see my karaoke peeps in more pictures than you see my husband,
Mhm.
because he chills at home.
So let
But I
me.
do have time for him too, but I find things that I like to do, and he finally found something other than football, because he used to play football, but he finally
Mm,
found something other than football, which is bowling, that
mhm.
he does with his friends, i.e., my brother and y'all,
Yeah, I
boys
haven't
club.
gotten a phone call in a while. I'm
They
starting to
haven't
think they
been
kicked
out.
me out. I'm
But
about to say I feel
I
like I
swear
got
y'all
kicked out.
kicked me out. Shit. What you talking about? I'm the
Uh,
babysitter apparently. But anyway, go ahead. What was you about to say?
no, I was just gonna say that a lot of us we don't understand what it means to be in a relationship, and when I was going through that time of separation and just wanting to have a relationship, it was things that I realized, stuff that I just kind of receded back from, like going out, family events and stuff like that. It's just I didn't want to be around it because I wanted that for myself. But I had to understand what it was and what it meant. I started looking at a
Mhm.
lot of friends that had successful relationships, that women that I dated in the past that ended up getting married, and I'm like, what the hell? She was a hoe. To me,
Oh,
in my
it's a
mind,
family show.
it's like she was a hoe, or I couldn't have never seen her settling down because she was so strong minded and stuff like that, and just watching relationships develop, as and not being jealous, but just kind of sitting back like, how is that working? You know, and they're seeing how they evolve, and it's crazy when you look at it. And the reason why I'm saying this is, just like you said, you and Mike were oil and water at first, but you just
No,
it's like,
we're oil and water, period.
anyway, y'all ain't no oil and water. More like oil and vinegar.
But
You
that's my oil.
shake it up, and then y'all is like in there like dressing. But going back to what I'm saying, God, so
Sorry.
nasty. Uh,
Sorry.
Going back to it, it's just watching other people's relationships evolve, and it's wondering like, when is it gonna happen for me? That type of situation. And you sit up and you wonder what's going on, and it's all about coming to the knowledge of what it means to be happy, and what it
Mm,
means to let go, because when you're not looking for it, that's when it happens. And
yeah.
it's so true. It's like, when you're not looking for it, and it's not likely not the person that you're looking at, and you're just sitting up there looking like, how the hell is this supposed to work?
That is okay. Praise him. You ain't here preaching today, David.
It's
You
like,
is
how is
in here
this supposed
preaching.
to work? I don't understand what's going on. And it's just like, he's
Mm,
like,
mm.
it just works. Like, what?
And
Who
that's
wrote
what
this
that's
script? Who wrote
say it
this script?
again. It
Who wrote
just
this script?
works. It
Yeah,
just works.
it
When I
just
tell you
works.
Mike and I are oil and water, I mean that, but it just works. Like, I am a firm believer that different people bring out a different side of
It's
an
the truth.
individual.
It's the truth.
Period.
And it's the
Period.
yin and
And
yang. It's the yin and yang. It's like, so
okay.
one
So
person
the
is
oil
like
and the water.
a social
Ebony and
butterfly, and
ivory.
they get out there and they want to do a lot of stuff, and the other person is just chill and laid back. One person may be
Exactly.
older, the other person is younger, and vice versa. It's just the weirdest
I
thing, and it's
feel
like,
attacked.
how's this supposed to work?
You
But it
just
just
attacked
works.
me. I know you
It,
did, but it's okay. One person's older, the other person's younger. Is that something you had to bring up, or? But you
look,
know what? Mike tells me that
I am
that
sipping Kool-Aid right now.
yeah, you old school, out of a jar.
Out
Let's
of a
just
jar.
out of a
Mm.
pickle jar. Mike said I'm the savage parent, and I said, "What
You
make
are the
what
savage
makes you?"
parent. You should know your role. Claim that. You
Anyway,
know you are.
but honestly, I have to agree with that. And I've shared. I don't care. Like, I'm an open book. Like, Mike and I I think what makes us work so perfectly is we approached our entire relationship from the very beginning in a whole different way. Like,
Mhm.
it wasn't one of those, like, everybody knows Mike and I decided we was just gonna be bed buddies. We had been friends for a few years and we was both like, "You know what? I'm tired of this bitch. I'm tired of this dude too. Like, what do you wanna do?" "Well, you still need some loving, so do I." "Okay, cool." And then one day we were making jokes and pranking each other. It was like, whatever. Next thing you know, we blinked and we're married with a kid. So it wasn't supposed to happen like that. And we've had our bumps in the road, and it's very like everybody I dated before Mike, I
Mhm.
started to come down a little bit. But for the most part, everybody was older than me.
Mhm.
Mike's 4 years younger than me. You know what I'm saying? So we were the most unpredictable couple. Even with the fact that we fuss, at the beginning, we fussed a lot. And it was like, people would be like, "Oh my god, they arguing it," but it was just how we communicated.
Right,
That and
right.
for real, it really is how we communicated. We've worked on it
Past
without
tense,
the
past
people.
tense. You guys
Yeah.
have
But
grown.
yeah, but my point is that from the outside looking in, especially on the earlier days, you'd be like, "Oh my god, what is," like, they are the most odd, but reality is we work. Like, we complement each other so well. We work together as a team. The
Mhm.
biggest the biggest difference between Mike and anybody else in his past or my past is the transparency.
Mhm.
Even and we agreed to this at the very, very beginning. We have an all-in relationship. Even conversations that will be uncomfortable, we still gotta have them,
They
and
have to
we
be.
still have them.
They had to happen. You gotta have those check-ins.
Trust me. We was
Those
on the verge of
check-ins.
divorce. We was like, "Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm outta here."
You know,
Even,
I mean,
like, there was a
have it
situation this week that happened and was uncomfortable. Like, I was nervous to talk to him about it. It took me a whole day to even, and then I waited till right before he was gonna go to work. He gonna say, "So you gonna put this on me before I go to work?" I was like, "Well, I know that," but
strategic
I
with
had to
it. I
tell
see
him.
how it is. But,
Well, I had to tell him, but,
it but you were able to communicate that, and that's the biggest thing. You feel safe enough to have those conversations, and that's the biggest thing that you guys have cultivated that
yeah,
place. Because if you're with somebody and you can't talk to somebody when you're uncomfortable or when it's uncomfortable, still have that hard conversation, there's no reason for you to even be in a relationship with that person
exactly,
because you're
exactly.
never ever going to be 100% authentic with
You.
yourself
Mhm.
and with that person. And that person is only going to get a bit of you and think that that's all of you. And you're basically gypping that person and yourself because you could
And
be
you're gypping
living.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you would be missing out with what could be the greatest thing ever because you cannot be 100 with yourself and that person. And you're not,
And the
maybe
other
you can't be
yeah.
100 with yourself, but you know,
Exactly. If you can't live in your own truth, then you can't. And then it reflects all of those things trickle down into everything.
mhm,
Trickles down into how you build relationships with other people. It trickles down into your professional life. It trickles down into your parenting life. It trickles down into every situation. And then you
mhm,
have to be able to be a team. And that's
mhm,
probably one of the most important is that we have to be able to
yeah,
be a team. He can't protect me or support me if he doesn't know what's going on.
you got to learn to be a team player.
Yeah.
That statement there that there's no I in team,
Ain't
that's
no we
true.
either.
Anyway,
That was a commercial. It was a football commercial.
yeah, I
"Ain't no
know.
I in team, ain't no we either." Sorry.
But I'm just saying, it's just like you got to learn to play together. You got to learn how to the play fair, and you got to learn how to fight fair too. Because
Yes,
if you can't have those conversations, and sometimes it's gonna get lit, it's gonna get heated, and you got to understand, you got to be able to let loose, but in a way that is fair. Because you don't want to hit below the belt and then expect her or him to come back and be like, "Well, I'm good." No, you did something bad because you intentionally, out of spite, did something that
yeah,
injured the relationship. It's like it's okay to be frustrated. I mean, even in the Bible, it says it's okay to be angry, but sin not. don't take it out on somebody and then expect them to be able to act like, oh, that didn't hurt. If somebody says something hurtful to you, be compassionate enough to know what you're saying could be hurting the person you love or so-called love.
Can I say something like, and this is, yeah, I always have to break the monotony. So Mike
Mhm,
and I, thank God, we've had some conversations that it really didn't hit below the belt. Nothing that you wouldn't have said in a regular conversation. So I can't really say that we hit below the belt in our entire 15 or 14 and a half years together.
mhm,
Have we gotten to arguments? But here's the thing, and don't laugh, David. I promise, don't laugh. So what we would do when we would get mad at each other, because and you know me, I've said it to a lot of people. I have to catch myself sometimes, and I'm doing better. But what we would do, like, you know what? Shut up and be like, your mama, yo mama. So that was like that was the hit below the belt. Or
mhm,
he would always, you acting like your mama, you acting like your daddy, whatever.
mhm,
That type of stuff. Here's what made us stop doing that. Mike, I think he was probably about 6. We
mhm,
was over at my mother-in-law's house, and, me and my mother-in-law, we're tight. We've
mhm,
had our, whatever. We have a great understanding. I love her to death.
mhm.
We're over there, and, he says, "Nana, my mama called you a bitch."
Oh,
Said, "What?" "No, I did not." He said, "Yes, you did, mom. Yes, you did." And Steph's like, "What?" And he says, "Yeah, cause she was arguing with my daddy the other day, and she said, 'You a bitch.'" And then she said, "Your mama." I was like, "I
enough
did
for
not call
kids.
her." She said, "Your mama." He said, "You're acting
Mm.
like a bitch." And I said, "Your mama." And he
Oh,
said, "Yes,
wow.
and then it." And so we had to stop doing that because he took that in a literal sense. And
Right,
even
right.
though we try our best not to argue around him, obviously sometimes, you
Yeah.
the our anger gets the best of us sometimes, but it's
Mhm,
like he was legit snitching. And then he
mm.
tells my mom, "Nah, my daddy said this." Like, nobody said that about you. Like,
So,
nobody said, "You snitching
now
ass."
now now I'm
So we
like,
had to
man,
learn how to
yeah,
we don't got no below
yeah.
the belt no more because ain't no more your mamas in our household because old snitch a
So
lot upstairs.
so I think we really need to go ahead and have another conversation and bring Garen back on because
That was the guy
I
that when I had surgery, right? The
yeah,
relationship?
yeah,
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 when
I
we're
missed
talking
that. I
about
was
you.
very upset that I missed that one because
Yeah,
I
that
really
that was a
like
good one. That was a good
that
conversation.
conversation. Yeah.
Uh,
You
but
and you know
this
me, I'm all for relationships and
yeah,
just because there's so many, like, you can't really cover that one topic in one
there's
podcast. It's so many layers.
so many layers, so many different caveats in dealing with it.
Mhm.
But, going back to the fighting thing is like, sometimes, it, just like when people play fight, it gets serious because something might rub you the wrong way. And,
Mm.
one of the
Yeah.
things that I try to implement is a safe word because, sometimes you be like, all right, I'm bowing out. I don't want to say something that's going to hurt somebody and I don't want to get hurt because I see where this is going. So having that safe word to kind of disengage and kind of back down is the best thing to do because you don't want to go ahead and get to the point where you get so heated that you explode and you get into that territory of saying or doing something that you regret. You know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
always want to give that out, because it's not like this person in front of you is your enemy. You know, matter of fact, this
Yeah.
person means the best. Wants the best for you, and you want to make sure that you are listening and hearing what they're saying because a lot of times, the things that really need to be heard are in those moments. And it's not fair sometimes because then in a time of an argument, you know, you're not hearing because people switch over to defense because you're basically degrading my character and you're trying to defend your character and instead of listening, you're in defense mode.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
that's the biggest thing that if you're a man, this women tell you all the time, just listen But then women got to understand that as a man, we have pride, and it's kind of hard for us to kind of back down because we're trying to,
Yes,
you
King.
know,
Mm. Sorry, I'm red
we're,
table talking over here. Red table. I
we're,
feel like Jed
we're,
right now. Yes, King.
we're,
Yes.
we're, we're,
Oh,
we're, we're trying, we're trying to go ahead
the
and keep
pain.
that level of masculinity, and let you know that, damn it, woman, I know what I'm talking about,
Not all the
or
time. Yeah, I don't.
I'm just saying, it
Okay,
comes off
sorry.
that
That
way
wasn't the
because
time.
if you're in defense mode, you're not receptive to hearing what could be true, or open to the idea that, hey, I could be wrong,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're closed off.
Yeah.
Uh, You already have something in your mind. Your mind is already made up, so there's no way to change it in that moment.
And
So,
those were the layers we had to get through, is like get it out of that you have a predisposition already. Like
mhm,
that was one of the biggest hurdles that we had to learn when it came to the transparency and communication, was get your narrative out, because now you've when you already create a narrative before you listen and hear what's going on, you go
mhm,
down a rabbit hole. Like, I've had I bullshit you not, I bullshit you not. I've had people accuse me of doing some of the most outlandish things
mhm.
because they had a predisposition, and then they just went down a rabbit hole, like, "I know you
Right.
probably did this," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm honest about the shit I do. I live in
But
my truth."
But the one thing about it is, when you think about it from this standpoint, if you are in an argument with somebody and you are trying to argue them down, and you think you
Mhm,
won the argument,
mhm.
you really lost,
Yep, because you
because
missed everything that was important.
that person right there still has the same disposition. You didn't change
That
anything.
yeah. That's true, because you haven't and yeah, you know what? Look at you, David, dropping nuggets. You're dropping nuggets on this good Tuesday night.
I'm just saying.
Mm,
I'm just saying. It's like you arguing with somebody is not changing anything. You're not changing their mind. Your mind is not changing. There is no resolution. There is no type of coming together and coming to uh, a way of compromising. There's nothing. You don't leave room
yeah.
for that.
And then you sometimes you just give up to where you just be like, "Just shut up." You know, me,
Exactly.
I hangs up on people. I be like,
Hmm.
"Alright then." I mean, not my husband, but, like, other people, I just be like, "Alright then. I'm not about to
Uh-huh.
sit and argue with you. You're not my." But, forget that. That's a whole different rabbit hole. That's a whole different conversation, because we talking about relationships not right now, companionship. But
Mhm,
I think that was one of the biggest things, was trying to really set our own emotion aside
mhm,
to, like, not take what someone's saying to you, like, I mean, when you have a partner, you love this person and you think you're doing it, you think you're not wrong, whatever, whatever. So
mhm.
when they say to you, "Hey, this isn't working for me," or "I'm not happy with this situation," a lot of times we tend to get offended
Yep.
and, like you said, defensive. And
Mhm.
so now we feel we have to
Automatically.
rebuttal and automatically, like, take up for ourselves, but in reality,
Mhm,
what we have to do is pay attention. Like, what
mhm.
is this person actually saying? Because maybe what they're trying to say is not
It's
they're
because
not able to articulate what
they see
exactly.
you.
Right, right. So, like, and I don't go into details about one specific part of Mike and I, but it was probably the roughest patch we've ever been in. And
Mhm,
it was probably one of the hardest conversations we've had to have. And I said to him, like, "Yo," I'm sitting here saying to him, he was angry at the time, right?
mhm.
Because of the conversation we were having. He was angry, so when Mike gets upset, he shuts down, like, he's done. He don't wanna talk, he ain't listening, he starts flicking on his phone or his game or whatever. So I was like, "You know what? Forget it, I'm done." So I walked away from the whole conversation thinking, "We've resolved absolutely nothing," right?
Mhm.
In the next few weeks to come, everything that I had said, everything I said that I felt I was lacking in our marriage, he corrected every single thing.
Mhm.
Did he do everything overnight? Absolutely not. But in the weeks to come, you could tell that he was making a conscious effort
Right.
to
And
change and adjust to the best of his ability
right.
those things. So I knew in that moment that even when we had had a rough conversation and I felt like he had shut down, he actually
Mhm.
was just
Right.
absorbing and trying to map out
Trying to
whatever,
process
yeah,
it,
process
and then
it and
and then
trying to
turn
find
around
out how he
and
was gonna
be
apply it.
yeah, and turn around and be intentional about what's going on because, it's one thing to to listen, but to comprehend what's being said to you
Mhm.
and then take it to heart. It's a lot to it, and
And
some
then care
people
enough about that person
yeah,
to be like, "You
to
know
do
what?
it.
I'm gonna step out of my comfort zone and everything that I'm used to because I love this person so much that this is what this person needs from me."
And that's
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 why
what it
he's my
takes.
man. Thank you for my man. Which
But that's
what is this one? The twin of them? Sorry, never mind. Go
I
ahead.
don't know. I don't know what you're doing over there. You tripping. But
You need to watch more TikTok.
I don't be on TikTok like
Imma
that.
send you a video, but anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
But I mean, that's just the thing though. It's just understanding that with a relationship or pretty much dealing with anybody. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to be willing to stretch and go outside of what you're used to doing sometimes. Sometimes you have
Mhm.
to forget about me and remember us or remember them because what are you there for? I mean, in all actuality, like what are you there for? What are you expecting? What is the end goal? And then you're like, okay, is this one of those moments where I I'm just being upset just because I'm not getting my way or
I
something
do that.
I misstepped and I didn't listen and this bothered her or this bothered him. It's a lot of different
Mhm.
things. And it's just like, is this a temporary situation? Is this even something that we should even be arguing about right now? And that's how you should attack it. It's just like maybe this is stupid. Like, why are we even focused on it?
Right. And
We should
there's
be focused
sometimes that
on other things.
you gotta look at stuff and be like, "Okay, did I do like, what actions led up to this? Did I trigger this?"
Yeah.
Because sometimes we get into these, "Oh, it's you getting on my nerves with this, the da da
Hmm.
da da da," and then you're like, "Wait a minute.
It may not be
I'm mad at
you.
you for this, and reality is I caused this because, you know,
Hmm.
I did this, and now you reacted, and now I'm mad because you reacted
Yeah.
to," you know what I'm saying?
And
That happens
that's
too.
the thing.
That
Yeah, those
happens
those
too.
reactions, it's like, you gotta realize that people have feelings and emotions too, you know? And you can't
Yeah.
get mad at somebody just because they reacted a certain type of way, you know? People are free to feel the way that they feel. You can't sit up there and get mad and upset because somebody thought this way or because of what you said or what you did, you know?
Yeah.
Those are
You know what I do?
those landmines you gotta watch out for, you know?
I just throw Mike's ass downstairs and throw him a pillow. I'll see you in the morning. And then guess what? He still end up, yeah, that's what you do. You be mad at me because I'm mad at you because you wouldn't go get like him and Mike might geese up. Well, let me tell you about these are the dumb arguments we've been having lately. Like we ain't even had no real arguments.
Mm,
The other night, Saturday night, I said, Mike, can you go get me a fruit snack? Mike did not want to get out the bed. So instead of being so first I said, wait. Let me back up. First I said, do we got any more fruit snacks? Mike was like, I don't know, maybe. And so then I said, will you go get me no, lies my ass. I said, will you go
mm,
get me a fruit snack? He said, we ain't got no more. I said, how do you know we don't got no more? He said, I just know we ain't got no more. I said, no, you don't know we don't got no more. You just don't want to get out the bed and go check. Because
uh,
2 seconds ago you said you didn't know maybe. Now you're telling
mhm,
me definitively that we don't have any. So Mike, hey, this is the one thing that will irritate Mike so is if I ask him to do something and then he try to tell me we can't do it or whatever, and then I get up
mhm,
and do it myself and find out that he was wrong. He hates that
mhm,
because he knows I'm gonna rub it in his face.
mhm.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go look for the fruit snacks. And if there's a fruit snack, if I find one fruit snack, I get to hit you in your nuts. David, why I
Why?
come back with 5 fruit snacks?
What you wanted
Do
5
you know how
taps?
quick he locked up? And you know he's bigger than me, so it's nothing I could do. But don't think I didn't try. Not like
So
we trying to have no baby making. And if he
here
cheat on me, he don't need no baby making, so he ain't gonna cheat.
here goes situation. Like I've been
Listen,
asked, like I've been asked, hey, can you go get something for me? I'm like, so
y'all don't
so
look.
what what's it mean to you? It's like, oh, I can go get it by myself. Okay. I'll
Is
close
that what
my
you
door.
do? Oh
Yeah.
no, I will punch you right in your eye. Bam! They be like, let me stop. I'm sorry. I do not promote
Don't
domestic
tell
violence of
me
any kind.
don't tell me that you can do it yourself. Then it's like you asking me to go do something for you. It's like
What
what
the hell is wrong with you two? What is wrong with y'all?
hey, I'm
Go
just
get the
saying.
doggone fruit snacks, David.
Nah, nah, nah. We ain't working like
See,
that.
but I bet
It's
you're
like,
gonna go. See, here's it.
y'all
Mike
want to
knows
act
better.
all cute and talk all
Cute.
nice and
I
stuff. I'm
said, go
like,
give me some fruit
go
snacks.
get me a fruit
I don't talk
snack.
like that. There you go with that high pitched voice again, T-Pain. I don't talk like that. I don't know if your woman talks like that, but I don't
Nah,
think so because I heard her talk before, and I don't think that's how she sounds. And I
nah,
don't think she
nah.
would appreciate you on live, Facebook Live and other stream platforms mocking her like that. I don't think she'd
She'll be all
appreciate
right.
that.
She'll be all right.
I hope she busts your eye. Wait a minute. I sorry. I don't
Mm-mm.
condone domestic violence,
Mm-mm.
but just in case that Kool-Aid jar spills all over your nose, I mean, I didn't see nothing.
See, that's what's wrong with you right now, man. That's why you
But
were the
listen,
savage parent. You know,
I am. Wait,
wishing all the bad stuff on people.
Mike said I am the savage. He said, "Mom, you're the savage." You know he can't say it all the way. I said, "Why am I the savage?" And I said, "Well, okay, then Daddy's ghetto." He said, "Actually, you're more ghetto than Daddy, but y'all both ghetto." I was like, "That's I can't win when it comes to being compared with his daddy. Like
That
it's
dude
just
is
not a
horrible when it
winning
comes to
season for me."
eh, eh,
No.
eh,
But you
eh.
know what though? Uh,
What?
I don't even try anymore.
I wouldn't.
Sometimes like their bond, I just let them do their thing because if they arguing with each other, that means I get the TV to myself or my whole room to myself. But if they not arguing with each other, well, it just depends on the argument because sometimes I have to referee and then I
It's
gotta,
still crazy how that dude is getting big, man, and just he just looks like a miniature Mike now.
dude, and he's about to be 9.
It
So
just
next
looks
week,
like a
Mike and I
mini
will
Mike.
be yeah, and he acts like him too. And then here goes Mike. He'll go like parent him and discipline him.
Hmm.
And then he'll come in the room and he'll be laughing, and I'll be like, "What are you laughing at?" And he'll go, "That's what I did to my mama." Why do I gotta suffer? Because that's what you did to your mama. That don't make no damn sense to me. That's why I make him do
Jeez.
it. It's because I don't understand why do I have to go through the pain and agony. And now he has taught him. So my baby did not play video games at all. In the last 6 months, this boy's playing every video game. He wants a PlayStation, and first of all, we already have. Let me not even get on that. He wants a PlayStation in his room now. He want to take my PlayStation and put it in his room, and he wants an Xbox because he can't play Halo on PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Well, if you don't get, you should see this boy's Christmas list. I told him Santa is retired, and then you know what he said. This is my smart ass kid. I said Santa's retired, baby. He says, "Mom, good thing Santa only brings one gift. Don't parents buy the rest?" I was like, "Shit,
Dang.
premature.
Who
That
knew?
didn't age well." Well, that's what I
9 o'clock.
told him, so he don't. So he's more appreciative. But
Right. Uh-oh.
yeah, you know how your nephew is, man. He be too much. But
Hmm.
oh yeah, he did tell me to ask you about that turkey leg, though.
Yeah. Turkey legs.
Yeah, turkey legs. Did you freeze?
Yeah, I froze up over here. I don't know what's going on.
I can still hear you.
I can hear you too. I don't know if we still online
Do
though.
you hear what I
I
hear?
definitely hear what you're
A
saying. We are
star, a
definitely froze.
star, shining in the light. We can only see David's eyes.
It did not update. It said that I'm
We
doing
can
car practice.
only see. Oh, there
Liar.
you are. Now
You
he's
liar.
back.
Well, I mean, I guess it's time for us to go ahead and shut it down.
It is, but here, listen, let's tap in with your boy. See if we can get your boy back on here because we didn't even really get to peel back the layers of what my
Peel
actual
back.
questions. Well, because I have a whole, I had a. This is the problem we have. We start getting on a topic and we just kind of like it just flows. But I have a whole list
Mhm.
of questions that I was gonna ask you,
Okay.
and I didn't get a chance to. But I do want to get on with your boy because I was upset that I didn't get to get on. You know how I am about like just I really like, especially black love. Yeah. Next time we ain't gonna talk about no current events. We just going
Okay.
straight into my topic. But yeah, see what's up with your boy. Everybody else, please tap in with us next week. We are going to do David just left me. So I'll just finish it out myself. Next week, you know what it is. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Tap in with We Time Podcast with your girl Tish Kanani and your boy DJ Spin I Am. See you guys next week. Adios, amigos. Maybe.